Hey guys, I'm Rocketolf 3000 here, and I want to tell you thank you so much for 100 subscribers, you guys. Oh my god, I can't believe I got 112 now. Thank you, all of you guys. You guys are great. And so you guys are wondering what I'm going to do with my 100 subscribers special. Guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to do not one, not two, not three, but 4 parts to my 100 subscriber special. So in part 1, I'm going to give you my top 30 best Paw Patrol episodes of all time. So here we go. Sorry guys. Number 30, Pup Save Tiny Marshall. In this episode, Ryder was building a special sorry guys. Sorry. So anyways, back when I was saying. In this episode, Ryder was building some kind of machine so the pups can play with. And basically, Marshall wanted to find out what it was. And when he had a dream, it was a shrink ray. So basically, he accidentally turned on the shrink ray and makes himself tiny. And Marshall had a hard time finding back to the lookout. So it's up to the Paw Patrol to find Marshall, bring him back to normal size, and Marshall wake up from his dream and find out what the surprise is. And that's basically what the plot is. I gotta tell, I like this episode. This is actually a real good episode. But I don't actually like episodes when pups have dreams and basically when they woke up they said it was just all a dream. Well, the only episode that I like that pups have dreams is the episode Pups Save a Dragon, which that's actually one of my favorite episodes. When Marshall had that dream about that dragon, yeah. But this episode is still a good episode. I really recommend this episode a lot. Number 29, Pups Save the Mayor's Tulips. In this episode, Mayor Humdinger and the Wood and his kitties bring goats in to eat up Mayor's lovely tulips inside the Adventure Bay City Hall. So it's up to the Paw Patrol to stop them, and that's basically what the plot is. I gotta tell you, this was the episode how I got addicted to Paw Patrol. This is not my first episode. This was my 5th episode that I watched, because in the beginning of the show, Ryder pulled out a box of all the Paw Patrol's stuff back when they were just itty bitty puppies. Like Rubble had a blanket, Sky had a rat, which he called Miss Squeakers, and Chase had a teddy bear, which put him to sleep. Which in the episode, the whole Paw Patrol fall asleep, and Chase was hugging the teddy bear. And right as the episode was over, when it switched to SpongeBob, I was nearly blown away. I was like, oh my god, that ending was so cute! That ending was so cute! And guess what? It was. Man, I'm doing my 100 subscriber special. So far, so good. And that's why Pups Save the Mayor's Tulips is on my number 29 spot. Number 28, Pups Save a Dragon. In this episode, all the pups were performing of some kind of rehearsal show, and basically, Marshall became way too sleepy, so Katie decided to put Marshall in his firehouse to put him some rest. And then basically Marshall had a dream that there was a real dragon attacking Adventure Bay. So it was up to the Paw Patrol to turn the dragon into a good dragon. Marshall wake up for his dreams so that way he can be prepared for the show, and that's basically what the plot is. I gotta tell you, this is actually the only episode I like that pups have the dreams. Even though I don't like episodes that pups have dreams and then they woke up at the end of the episode and they figure out that it was all a dream. I don't like those episodes that kind of much. They're still good, but I gotta tell you, this has to be my only favorite one. So it's actually really cool. And the ending is when Marshall discussed that then I guess he was a funny pup, and then he smiled at the camera. And I gotta tell you, I really like this episode. This episode's a really good show. Best episode, good episode. Go watch it. Number 27, Pub Save Friendship Day. In this episode, all around Friendship Day, we're handing out cards and celebrating what friends are all about. And basically, when Marshall and Rubble went to some kind of spooky house, they were really scared. But basically, later on in the episode, they found a nice old lady who were very nice to the pups. Actually, I really like the old lady who was very nice to the pups. And on top of that, she had a pet raccoon. And also, I gotta tell you, that pet raccoon was so adorable. And also, I love the part when the raccoon ride in Marshall's fire truck all the way back to City Hall. And you guys already know, every time when I see raccoons, like animation characters, I know all the raccoons Rocky, because Rocky Raccoon is one of my favorite characters in Guardians of the Galaxy. So yeah, I gotta tell you, it's a great episode. You guys should recommend this episode a lot. Number 26, Pups and the Pirate Treasure. In this episode, Rubble actually find a map that leads to some kind of X. So it's up to the Paw Patrol to find what's in the treasure behind the mysterious X and find out what the treasure is. And that's basically what the part of the episode is. I gotta tell you, this has to be one of my personal favorite episodes in this. And on top of that, if you guys watched my DVD update that I got, a DVD called Pups and the Pirate Rescue, it did came with this episode. And best of all, it did came with a Paw Patrol eye patch that has the paw print on it, which I think that was really awesome. And I tried it on my head, and it actually really fit me really, really well. I thought it was like a kid-sized eye patch, but when I tried it on, it fit really, really good on my head. I didn't feel any tight. It wasn't super tight when it was on my head. It fit really, really great. And so yeah, and also I wore that eye patch when I watched this episode, when I got the DVD of this. So yeah, it's a really good episode. I highly you guys recommend watching this episode. Number 25, Pup Save a Satellite. In this episode, there was actually a Paw Patrol Ultimate Super Special Marathon that was coming up. But basically, there was something wrong with the satellite, and it was about ready to crash landing into outer space. I mean, not outer space. Crash land to Earth. So it's up to the Paw Patrol to find a way to bring the satellite back to Earth, get the actual signal back before some person will get hurt, and that's basically what the plot of the episode is. I gotta tell you, this was actually my third Paw Patrol episode I ever watched. And to be honest with you, when I saw Apollo, he was actually a really great superhero. It was actually really good. I really recommend this episode. And on top of that, that was the first episode I saw Everest in this episode, because I saw the episode called A New Pup, Everest's first appearance later on. So yeah, Pup Save a Satellite is a really good episode. I heard how you guys recommend many watching this, and the reason why I'm doing the top 30 because I write all down my favorite episodes on a piece of paper and I'm reading them out. So yeah, here we go with number 24. Number 24, Pup Save Dara Danny X. In this episode, this is actually Dara Danny's X first appearance in the show. And if you guys haven't seen episodes with Dara Danny in this, oh, sorry about that. That's my dryer in the background. So basically, back on what I was saying. And then so uh sorry guys, my camera guy is blowing his nose. I hope he doesn't get sick. Yeah, sure. Sorry guys, I'm just talking to my brothers. Oh, okay. Alright, sorry guys. Sorry guys, second delays. Alright, basically, Dear Danny did try to do an ultimate stunt and he got stuck and his fails gone way too bad. So it's up to the Paw Patrol to save Dear Danny X, and that's what the plot is. I gotta tell, I really liked this episode, and this has to be one of a really great episode that Darren Danny X first appearance was in. It's actually a really good episode. I heard you guys recommend watching this. Okay, guys, the reason why I popped this image up right here is because I couldn't find the name of the episode yet because, well, it was because this episode has not came out yet, and the episode is called Ultimate Rescue Pup Save the Movie Monster. And the part of this episode, I don't know actually basically the plot of the episode yet because I saw the trailer. For some reason, I think Mayor Humdinger was trying to take over the robot as always. And basically, he was shooting out fire, yada yada yada. So, it's up to Marshall, however, as the main character of this new Ultimate Rescue episode to defeat the movie monster, and that's what basically I think what the plot is. So basically, guys, I don't know what the plot is going to be because number one, I couldn't find a title card of this. Yeah, because the new episode is not coming out until next Friday. So basically, the reason why I'm really excited for this episode is because my favorite character, Marshall, is going to be the main character of this episode. So yeah. But once this episode comes out on the 21st, well, basically, it's not going to be out on YouTube and Google Play until the 22nd because new episodes comes out the next day after it airs on TV. So right after I watch this episode, I will do a review on this. So yeah, and yes, this is under my best playlist so far. Number 22, Pup Save a Show. What the plot of this episode is, all the pups were dressed up as knights, and Chase dressed up as King Arthur, and once they got to, and then basically a stage collapsed on Captain Turbot, and the pups were fixing up the stage, and for some reason Chase had a really bad cough and he run a fever, and Chase had a really bad sore throat. Gotta hate those with a passion. And since Marshall knows all of the lines of King Arthur, it's up to Marshall to play as King Arthur and save the show, and that's basically what the plot is. I gotta tell, I really love this episode. This has to be one of my personal favorite episodes of this show, because in the scene when Sky put the crown on King Arthur, when he put it on Marshall, it looked like he is my royal king, and guess what? He is, because Marshall's my favorite character of the show. So yeah, that's reason why that Pup Save a Show is under my most favorite episodes of all time. Number 21, Pup Save a Talent Show. In this episode, the Paw Patrol were practicing what they can do in the talent show. So they did some kind of music band, but basically, Marshall is way too scared because he had stage frights, and he is really nervous. And basically, right after the Paw Patrol got called to the lookout, Rubble, Marshall's partner, who's going to stay along with him, he has to go and help. I forgot what the character's name is. God, I forgot what the character. Anyways, they have to fix a broken pipe. So basically, so it's up to Rubble. So it's up to the um Rubble and the rest of the team to fix the pipe and get back to the stage before something bad happens to Marshall of getting really bad stage frights. And that's what basically what the plot is. I gotta tell, I really love this episode. I really enjoyed this episode a lot. And every time when if there's nothing good any other Paw Patrol episodes to watch, I normally stick to the Paw Patrol episodes I really care about the most. And this is the reason why I'm making this video. So yeah, I really love this episode. Like at the end of the episode, when Rubble saying to Marshall and Marshall and Rubble saying together, Marshall didn't have stage fright. So yeah, it's a really great episode. Hopefully you guys will recommend it to watch it. Number 20, Pup Save a Super Pup. In this episode, Rubble really loves Apollo as always, and basically he pretended to be Apollo, and he helps Farmer Yumi to put some chickens back in the pan, and once he goes to the engineer to help with the trains, some kind of boulders fell down on both. Sorry guys, just give me a sec. Sorry about that, you guys. My phone was ringing in the background. So anyways, if you guys hear that in the background, just ignore it. So anyways, back to what I was saying. This, God, I hate when that happens. I'm recording here. Would you shut up? Thank you. So basically, and then right after the two tunnels got blocked, Rubble called the Paw Patrol. So it was the Paw Patrol to save Rubble and the engineer, and that's what basically. Sorry. And that's basically what the plot is. What can I think about this episode? It's actually a really good episode. And on top of that, this is actually the second episode I watched when I first watched Paw Patrol back last year. And the first episode of Paw Patrol I ever watched is on my playlist, which it will be on the playlist very, very soon. So let's get back to the playlist. Show playlist, sorry. Okay, we're on number 19 now. Number 19, Tracker joins the pups. In this episode, Carlos was looking in the forest as always, and then basically he got trapped in a hole and told there was a new pup named Tracker who needs some help. And Tracker, he's actually a real good pup. He used his ears, like his ears do echolocations, and he's actually really good speaking Spanish. Actually, he's really good speaking Spanish. Where are the Dora the Explorer? That show freaking sucks. So yeah, I will do a rant on Dora the Explorer. And also I will do an epic rant on Dora and Friends Into the City pretty soon. Not now, but soon. So basically it's up to Tracker to save him and Tracker and find out what Tracker knows how to become how a Paw Patrol member does, and that's what the part of the episode is. I gotta tell, I really like this episode. This actually is a really good episode, and my brother Dylan, he really likes Tracker. Well, his favorite character is Chase, but he really likes Tracker, including me. I really like Tracker. He's really good speaking Spanish, way more better than Dora the Explorer bullcrap and Dora Friends Into the City, which I will do a rant or epic rant on those two shows very soon. So yeah, go watch this episode. It's a real good episode. Number 18, the new pup. In this episode, Alex was traveling the mountains as always, and basically he was about ready to slide down a cliff, and then Alaskan Husky named Everest. If you see Everest right here, it's It's the Alaskan Husky with the grappling hook right there, as you can see him. It's up to Everest to save Alex. Alex and Everest return to the Paw Patrol, so that way Everest can be an official member of the Paw Patrol, and that's basically what the plot is. I gotta tell, I love Everest. Everest is one of my favorite girl pups of the show because Everest is such a great character. Basically, most of the episodes he doesn't go to the lookout. Well, most of the episode he does, but most of the episode he doesn't because he lives with Jake. Sorry, not Alex. Jake. Sorry, it's been a long time. It's been a while since I watched this episode. So yeah, because he lives with Jake. So yeah, it's a really good episode. How are you guys recommend to watch it? Number 17, Pup Pup Goose. In this episode, Marshall was so excited that the geese are coming, and then basically he actually found a little baby goose, and he told him that he said, "Are you okay, fuzzy little guy?" And Marshall decided to name the little baby goose Fuzzy. So basically, then Marshall and Fuzzy did everything together and always. And the next day, Fuzzy and his family had to leave. So, but basically, plastic soda can wrapped around his wing and got attacked by seagulls. So it's up to the Paw Patrol to rescue Fuzzy, and it's up to Marshall to return Fuzzy back to his flock, and that's basically what the plot is. I gotta tell, I love this episode because my favorite part of the episode was actually really funny is when Marshall was flying and Fuzzy was flying, and Marshall said, "Come on, Fuzzy, try to flap with me," and then Marshall was flapping like a chicken. It was so funny. He put his arms and goes like flap flap. Instead of flapping like a bird, he flap like a chicken. It was so funny. I don't care how Marshall flies. It's so funny. So yeah, but I love the part. But it was really sad when Marshall said bye Fuzzy in a sad voice. It almost made me cry. But still, it's a great episode. How do you guys recommend watching this episode? It's one of my great episodes ever since I started watching this show. Number 16, Pups and the Ghost Pirate. In this episode, so the Paw Patrol dressed up for Halloween, and basically they went trick or treating and decided to have a Halloween party on an abandoned pirate ship, which I think that was really, really awesome. But basically, they found out some strange noises on the ship because the ship was like way too old. So that the Paw Patrol to find out what were those strange noises, and that's what the plot is. I gotta tell you, this has to be a great Nickelodeon Halloween special, right next to SpongeBob Halloween special. It's actually a real good episode, and I gotta tell you, Marshall's costume when he dressed up as a Jack-o'-lantern, it's so adorable. I really love that. And also, Chase dressed up as a superhero, and Zuma dressed up as a pirate, and also, Rubble dressed up as Elvis Presley. It was so funny. So yeah, it's a great episode. I hope you can watch this episode anytime you want, or on Halloween actually. Number 15, Mission Paw, Quest for the Crown. In this episode, Chase went to a new location in Barkenburg, which he met the princess and the Earl and the princess dog Sweetie, and basically the princess had a job for Chase to guard the crown all night, but basically Sweetie took the crown and she became queen, and basically Chase made a video and then Sweetie trapped Chase in the dungeon, and Sweetie tell the princess that Chase was the one who took the crown, but basically Chase wasn't. So it's up to the Paw Patrol to free Chase and tell the princess the truth, and that's basically what the plot is. I gotta tell you, this has on top of that, you guys, this had to be the very first Paw Patrol special they ever did. But sadly, the Mission Paw specials ended after 3 episodes, which it's really, really sad about that. But it was actually a really great episode. All the gadgets were cool. I like the animation on their gadgets. And it's actually a really, really good episode. How do you guys reckon watching this episode? Number 14, Pup Save a Queen Bee. In this episode, Captain Farmer Alex, who was trying to find out no, not Farmer Alex. Captain Turbot was about to turn on the Cinelight in the Adventure Bay beach, but basically it was full entire bees. So it's up to the Paw Patrol to put some bees and return back to the farm, and that's what the plot is. I gotta tell, I really liked this episode. It was actually a real good episode, but fuck the bees in real life. Yes, I really hate fucking bees with a passion. Fuck the bees in the ass. But I gotta tell, I like the Bee Movie, and also I like this. It's actually really good. And my favorite episode was the ending when Marshall ate one of the honey biscuits, and then Marshall was about ready to get stuck by a bee on his tunnel, and then I'm like, don't worry, Marshall, I'll save you! And I grabbed my Black Panther gloves and I killed the bee. No, I'm just kidding, you guys. He fly away. But basically, the seagull took the honey biscuit, and Marshall felt really sad until Ryder got him another red honey biscuit, his favorite color. And they lived happily ever after. It was a really great episode. I highly you guys recommend watching this episode. The ending was really cute. Number 13, Ultimate Rescue, Pup Save the Tigers. Sorry guys, I just burped. Anyways, so based on the plot of this episode, Captain Turbot and her cousin, Francois, were hiking up in the mountains, and basically they saw a baby white tiger, and they followed to the cave, and for some reason her mom was trying to find her, but what they didn't realize, the mountain that they went to was a volcano. So for some reason, Sky is the main character of this episode. So it's up to Sky to rescue Captain Turbot and Francois the tiger before the volcano erupts, and that's basically what the plot is. I gotta tell, I really liked this episode. It was a real good episode. And also, in the scene when they were traveling the volcano, I was so scared to death that they were not going to make it. But thank goodness to Sky's big giant helicopter, they got out of there just in time. Like, once the volcano erupted, right after they got out of the volcano, I was like, oh my gosh, that was too close. So yeah, it was a really good episode. I highly you guys recommend watching this episode. Number 12, Sea Patrol, Pup Save a Baby Octopus. In this episode, this was actually the very first time to take over the beach. And basically, they were trying to get wet so that way they can get their lifeguard badges. But basically, Rocky Dean got wet because he's now like a wet dog. So basically, for some reason, they actually found a baby octopus. But what they didn't realize, their mom was trying to find the baby octopus. So basically, Rocky decided to get wet. So it's up to Rocky to get the baby octopus back to her mom, and that's basically what the plot is. I gotta tell you, this is actually a great way to start the Sea Patrol episode, because this was the first Sea Patrol episode that they did. So, yeah, it was a really good episode. And on top of that, I have the book called Paw Patrol, Sea Patrol to the Rescue, which it talks about the main story of the first episode of how they became the Sea Patrol. So yeah, I do have the book if you guys watch my vlog called Not 1, Not 2, but 3 Paw Patrol things. So yeah, I highly guys recommend watching this episode. It's a really good episode. Number 11, Air Pups. In this episode, this is how Ryder induced to the Air Patroller, and basically the pups get flying gear. And basically, once he got a call from Captain Turbulent Francois that a volcano was trying to interrupt and trying to land in the beach. So it's up to the Paw Patrol to start the volcano before it can hurt the animals, and that's basically what the plot is. This is actually a great episode. I really like this episode. It has a lot of flying gear stuff. I really love it, and I love Marshall's water flying jetpack. It was amazing. So yeah, I highly recommend you guys watching this episode. Okay, guys, we're on the number 10 spot now. Number 10, Puff-Foo. In this episode, the Paw Patrol were practicing Puff-Foo. They do amazing stunts in this episode, which is actually really cool. And basically, as always, Mayor Humdinger was doing a lot of stuff and yada yada yada. And basically, he stole the scroll of Puff-Foo. So it's up to the Paw Patrol to use all their Puff-Foo powers to stop Mayor Humdinger for taking over the scroll, and that's basically what the plot is. I really like this episode. This was actually really cool. Like, if you see my vlog called "This Is Why That I Like Paw Patrol," I actually did a sidekick stunt move to scare off Mayor Humdinger's kitties because it was actually from my Paw Patrol All Sports Day DVD, which that DVD I got at the time when I made that vlog. So yeah, it's a really good episode. I hope you guys remain watching this episode. It's a really good episode. Number 9, Pup Save a Basketball Game. In this episode, the adventure Ryder and the rest of the team were practicing basketball, and as always, my worst nemesis, Mayor Humdinger, which is not my number one worst character. He's my worst second character, and I'll tell you what was my number one worst character in a minute. So basically, and then right after, so basically they named the team called Adventure Bay All Stars, which is really really cool. So, and basically, Marshall didn't want to play because he was clumsy with the ball, and for some reason, Rocky hurt his foot, and Zuma's tail was all swollen. So it's up to Marshall to beat the team and save the basketball game, and that's basically what the plot is. I gotta tell, I like this episode. It's a really good episode. That's the reason why most episodes that Marshall saves the day is actually it's so much fun. It's a really good episode. I highly guys recommend watching this. Number 8, Puffs leave Marshall home alone. In this episode, all the Puffs went skydiving, but basically Marshall didn't want to skydive because he's afraid of heights. So basically, Ryder decided Marshall to keep an eye on the lookout while they're gone. So basically, Marshall was playing Pop-Up Boogie until for some reason he got a call from Katie that one of his kitties escaped. So it's up to Marshall to all by himself to bring the keys back, and that's basically what the plot is. I love this episode with a passion. I love this episode, and it's on my number 8 spot under my top 10 list because we're in the top 10 now. So yeah, but there was actually one scene that made me cry tears of joy, and that is this scene. Look. Just look. That scene is so adorable. Look at Marshall hugging that little bitty kitty. Like I said, right after that scene came, I was nearly crying tears of joy. It's so cute. I love it. I love it so much. It's so cute. That's the reason why Puzzling Marshall Home Alone is on my number 8 spot. Number 7, Pup Saves Sensei Yumi. In this episode, all the Paw Patrol were practicing their moves, and Marshall did a lot of stunts in this episode. And basically, Sensei Yumi decided that Marshall can learn his golden badge. So basically, Sensei Yumi got trapped. So it's up to Marshall to use all his puff foods to save Sensei Yumi. That's what basically what the plot is. I gotta tell, I love this episode. It's so great. Look at the moves that Marshall did in this episode. This is one of my favorite slides that Marshall's standing on the ball. It's really, really cool. Marshall uses bandana as a hand guard thingy. It's really, really nice. And this move right here, that's my favorite part right there. So yeah, Pub State Sensei Yumi is a great episode. Go watch it. Number 6. Ultimate Rescue, Pub Save the Royal Kitties. This is the first Paw Patrol Ultimate Rescue. And so basically, what the plot is, well, you know, Mayor Humdinger was trying to steal the... Sorry guys, I need to charge my phone. So basically, he stole the little kitty. So it's up to Chase as the first leader in this episode to save the royal kitty Jewel, and that's basically what the plot is. I gotta tell, I like this episode. It was a really good episode to start the Ultimate Rescue series. It's actually a really, really good episode. And on top of that, great episode. I can't wait for Ultimate Rescue Pup Save the Movie Monster next week, and I can't even wait. Okay, guys, we're in the number 5 play. We're in the top 5 now. So let's get this started. Number 5, Pup Save Ryder. Basically, what the plot is, Ryder was going on a walk and Tony spotted a goat and was trying to free the goat. And basically, Ryder got trapped and he accidentally he called the pups and he dropped his pup pad while he called the pups. So it's up to the pups to save Ryder, and that's basically what the plot is. I love this episode. Pups work all by themselves to save their owner. It's a really great episode. I really highly recommend watching this show. It's a really great episode. It's such a great show. Go watch it. Number 4, Pup Pup Boogie. In this episode, the pups were playing the old Pup Pup Boogie before the second Pup Pup Boogie came out, and it was actually a really great episode, but there's actually one scene that made me crack me up. Okay, this scene right here, I hope you guys couldn't even see it because it's under my purchase. But if you guys don't see nothing, I will explain it. Yeah, it's Marshall doing that Pup Pup Boogie dance. It was so funny. So that's the reason why Pup Pup Boogie is on my 4th spot. And by the way, this was the very first Paw Patrol episode. Oh, hold on. Sorry, guys. So basically, back to what I was saying. This was the very first Paw Patrol episode I ever watched, actually. That's right. This was the very first Paw Patrol episode I ever watched. And after watching this episode, I fell in love with Marshall. He was a really funny Dalmatian in this show. Pup Pup Boogie, my favorite episode. My number 1 episode I ever watched. Go watch it. Now, let's move on to number 3. Number 3, Pups Fight Fire. In this episode, Marshall was practicing to become the fastest fire pup. And then basically Marshall was so worried that he's not going to do it. So it's up to the Paw Patrol to help Marshall so that way he can win. But basically, Marshall stopped to put on a real fire and he became a Adventure Bay hero, and that was basically what the plot is. I gotta tell, I love this episode. It was a great episode. Sorry, guys. It was a great episode. I really recommend this episode. Go watch this episode. Number 2, Pup Save a Friend. In this episode, Marshall was being happy as always, but basically, Marshall accidentally ruined Mr. Porter's apples, and he accidentally crashed, Mary Goodwin into a bush, and basically Marshall felt really depressed, and basically the pups were thinking that they're making fun of Marshall, so basically Marshall decided to run away, take a break from the Paw Patrol for a while. So basically, it's up to the rest of the team to bring Marshall home, and that's basically what the plot is. I love this episode. It was a really great episode. And in the scene when all the bunnies cuddle with Marshall, it was so adorable. I love that scene. And on top of that, this was this was my 6th episode Paw Patrol that I watched, actually. It was a really great episode. I love this episode. It was a really great episode. And my number 1 best Paw Patrol episode of all time goes to... That's right! My number 1 best Paw Patrol episode of all time is Mighty Pups! I have so much fun watching this movie on DVD a couple days ago. It was worth the wait. I love the powers. I love the special effects. I love the part when Chase ran so fast in the circle. He created a dust tornado. It was really amazing. And also, a big shout out to that one dislike. Oh, God. And also, I read your comment and you said that I'm the worst tuber ever made. If I made a video, I made another Paw Patrol vlog, if I talk over it, you said that you're actually going to bore me to myself. But anyways, if you hate my video, keep it to yourself, like Joe Mullins, like your pussy says. So anyways, you guys, I love Paw Patrol Mighty Pups. I want to see a sequel to Mighty Pups. Because the ending, when Ryder and the Pups put the meteor in the lookout basement, right after the meteor glowed again, that made me want to see a sequel to Mighty Pups. Best special is a masterpiece. I love it. So yeah, guys, my number 1 best episode of all time is Mighty Pups. I love Mighty Pups. I'm so happy I got this on DVD. It was worth the wait. So alright, guys. And also, if you haven't seen my Bad User Award video, go watch it. And also, whatever you do, tell that YouTuber to go fuck himself. Sorry for me cursing. Blah. Sorry, I'm just really pissed. I'm just really still pissed off about that YouTuber. So, anyways, tell that YouTuber to put a lot of curse words in this. Whatever you do, block this YouTuber. Report the comments that he posted on my Paw Patrol Mighty Pups vlog called I'm watching Paw Patrol Mighty Pups, and hope that YouTuber gets terminated once and for all, the Mighty Pups style. So yeah, guys, my name is Rocketoff3000. I'll see you guys next time on my 100 subscribers special part 2.